The amazing thing was that everybody was able to shake their own ass and get up and dance after sitting frozen all the time, not knowing quite what to do, when ancient rhythm was flowing through everybody's body, and certainly everybody desired to dance the same rather than be frozen. But such is the nature of our conditioning in this, which is called the Kali Yuga, according to Hindu fairy tale, Hindu mythology, Hindu religion, Hindu belief, Hindu metaphysics, Hindu cosmography, probably corresponding to what in our Western tradition we know as the Gnostic tradition, through Paracelsus, Jacob Boehme, and William Blake. This is a Orient version of what may be the same tradition. Suppressed in the West when the CIA took over religion in 313 AD. When Constantine, Caesar, made a deal with the church to suppress all alien thoughts and heresies and to formulate a square Western version of heaven and hell. The Kali Yuga concept is one that you can now, in a sense, interpret ecologically. If you've been following the scientifical pronouncements of doom possibility coming over television, radio, and slick magazines lately, as well as from the underground press, you will notice that there's increasing attention to the fact that our own fecal material, the waste products of our robots, have now so polluted Lake Erie that it's a great lake of green goo slime, biologically dead, that our atmosphere, the planetary atmosphere, is increasingly polluted with carbon wastes, and that we are so sunk in our attachment to automobile exhaust fumes, to sulfur wastes from great steel factories producing metals that can be sent flying to explode on the other side of the planet with the collaboration of the science faculties of such universities as this. So that we find ourselves increasingly sunk into what is called a materialistic habit, like a junkie stuck on his junk, people hooked on matter and on their own identity in matter, taking their own identity from their faces, nose, bodies, and immediate physical city complex around them, not realizing another sweeter, deeper, but wilder, or, quote, transcendental, unquote, identity than the identity of the one-dimensional man that Marcuse has talked about. So what I'm proposing here is a modern-minded view, or some indications of a modern Western, i.e. Gnostic Marcuse, view of Kali Yuga as applying to our own situation rather than being an Oriental fairy tale. As it stands, I read in the paper today, the prognosis for according to YouthAct in today's paper, according to the head of the UN, mankind has only 10 years to reverse the political, social, moral, emotional bhakti course of the planet and alter our technology, alter our consciousness radically enough to preserve human existence on the planet. Now this is not only official UN pronouncement, it's also the pronouncement of most of the ecologists, biologists, and ecosystemic students of the planet that are presently considering the ecological disruption that we have caused through our greed and destructiveness. The Oriental tale, or analysis, has it, however, that we have a good deal more time. The Kali Yuga, or age of heavy metal entanglement, Iron Age, lasts 432,000 years. And we're only 5,000 years into it. So there is 427,000 years to go. In a conversation with Swami Bhaktivedanta today, I was inquiring more about the details of the mythology, which are found in a book called the Bhagavad Purana. He explained that, according to Hindu analysis, we are 5,000 years into the descent from a lighter age, the age of brass, the disappearance of Lord Krishna, an aspect of the Hindu deity Vishnu, preserver, or perhaps the supreme form of the preserver aspect of the universe, of ourselves, or of Vishnu. Disappearance of Krishna, mythologically or historically, is 5,000 years ago. We're 5,000 years into the age of iron, and we have 10,000 years in which to chant Hare Krishna, which is to say, repeating the name of the aspect of preservation, hope, that particular vibration of dancing joy, transcending our cosmopolitical worries. We have 10,000 years for that play before there is a total descent into 1-foot-tall monsters who eat each other up for meat because all the vegetables have disappeared because the DDT has completely cleared out any biological life forms except mammals who go around eating each other at that point. I've known Swami Bhaktivedanta for about 3 years, since he settled in the Lower East Side in New York, which was my territory and my neighborhood. It seemed to me like a stroke of a great intelligence of him to come, not as an uptown Swami, but as a real down-home street Swami, and make it on the street in the Lower East Side, as also opening a branch on Frederick Street in San Francisco, right in the center of Haight-Ashbury neighborhood. So that people who were tripping in Haight-Ashbury several years ago, coming down, wanting some more permanent, eternal reassurance, formula, ritual, magic, hope, feel, wound truth, if you wish, okay, zeroed in on the Frederick Street rugged, perfumed, incensed ashram where chanting would be heard at dawn as they were coming down off a trip all night. A great many people who were hung on acid or other varieties of chemical psychedelics found it much more stable to practice a prolonged ritual or sadhana following the instructions of Swami Bhaktivedanta, which are old classical Indian style instructions for both ritual, daily living, diet, sexuality, thought consciousness, apparel, hand gestures. Now there's a very complicated ritualized yoga, a very ancient one also. I thought Swami Bhaktivedanta made a great move in coming to the Lower East Side and to Haight-Ashbury, and then naturally, because people dig chanting, centers formed in other parts of the United States, so that there are small street-level houses or storefront centers in Vancouver or in LA, in Montreal, up in Buffalo, down in some Buffalo chanters here. Chant, incidentally, and chant comes from the word enchant, by the way, which means like to make oneself into, to make a magical spell about oneself. So there are Santa Fe centers also. In other words, the indigenous, the importation of a very strange Oriental form, almost a hard-shelled Baptist Oriental form in the sense of its traditionality and its fundamentalism, its reliance on ancient texts and interpretation of ancient texts by a long tradition of teachers. It's strange that so far out and ritualized in Indian form should take root in the United States a little more naturally than the more Protestant Vedanta Society or the extremely rigorous Zen groups that have taken root. I think partly it's due to the magnanimity or generosity or the old age charm, wisdom, cheerfulness of Swami Bhaktivedanta, his openness of heart, his willingness to come down onto the street, and his sense of his own divinity and the divinity of others around him. That it's been possible for the Bhakti Yoga cult of India to be planted very firmly here in America, so that now there are communes or ashrams functioning on the basis of the Krishna rituals, which are in some respects a model for all those anarchists and political people who are interested in establishing indigenous American communes. The regulations on food, on sexual relations, which is generally the cause of much confusion in mutually held paths. The regulations on sleep and thinking process are like an interesting model to study for those who are interested in forming affinity groups or large family communes. I will have my turn at language tomorrow because I'm giving a poetry reading at the student union somewhere, I'm not sure where, which is my regular thing, which is why I was invited here by the Student Activities Committee. So I'll cut myself off now and be brief and leave the rest of the evening to Swami Bhaktivedanta, who will give a language explanation, or whatever he wants to say, of the cultural or metaphysical or religious roots. And, pardon me? I don't know. 8, I think. The time now, I don't know. No, I don't know. 8. Pardon me? Yes. So the rest of this evening will be Swami Bhaktivedanta will explain his divine self. Then we will continue chanting. Swami.
My dear boys and girls, I thank you very much for your coming here and participating with this Sankirtan function. The Sankirtan function, or it is called Sankirtan Yajna, sacrifice. There is a statement in Srimad Bhagavatam that Sankirtanai Yajnai Prayai Jajantihi Sumedhasa. In this age, as poet Ginsberg has explained to you, this is called Kali Yuga, a very degraded age. From the spiritual point of view, from material point of view also, people are reducing their duration of life. And their merciful tendency, their strength, their stature, if you study scrutinizely, you will see that your stature is reducing, your memory is reducing, your duration of life is also reducing in this Kali Yuga. There are many symptoms. So Bhagavad recommends for self-realization in this age simply by performing the sacrifice of Sankirtan. The Sankirtan Yajna is so nice that at once you get transcendental ecstasy, and from spiritual consciousness you try to join. Even a child desires like that. This is the effect of the Sankirtan. And Lord Chaitanya, the inaugurator of this movement 500 years ago, he says that if you chant this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then the first installment of your gain will be that all the dirty things in your heart will be cleansed. Cheta Darpana Marjana. And when we are in clean heart, then the next stage will be Bhavamaha Davagni Nidbhavan. The problems of material existence will be solved. And when you are spiritually steady on the platform of Sankirtan Jagga, then your original consciousness, Krishna consciousness, and its concomitant joyfulness begins. This thing also is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankati samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labhati param. It is said there that when one comes on the platform of spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, at that time he becomes completely joyful. Brahma bhuta prasannatma. Prasanna means joyful. Atma means soul. And the symptom is nasochati nakankati. He does not lament, neither hanker. In the material existence, we have got two diseases. Hankering for things which we do not possess, and lamenting for things which we have lost. But actually, we don't possess anything. Everything belongs to God. That is the Vedic injunction. Isharashamidam sarvam. Whatever we see, that is the property of the Supreme Lord. And this claiming that this is my property, this is my body, this is my country, this is my home, this is mine, this is mine, this is called illusion. Actually we do not possess anything. So when you actually come on the spiritual consciousness, you understand that nothing belongs to you. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankati. Kankati means hankering, and sochati means lament. Then the next stage is samas sarveshu bhuteshu. Then you can see everything or every living entity on the equal status. People are trying to come to that platform of oneness. But that is only possible when you come to the spiritual platform of Krishna consciousness. In the material platform it is not possible. Practically we see the United Nations, they are trying to come to oneness of all nations, but they have failed. Simply the flags are increasing. Instead of being united, we are increasing our flags. So, if you want actually oneness, then you have come to that platform of Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma. Prasannatma, joyfulness. Everyone is hankering after joyfulness. How that joyfulness can be attained, that is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam says, Savai pungsa paro dharma jatu bhakti radhokhade ahoituki apratihata jayatma suprasidati. Atma means soul, yourself. Here we are, every one of us, hankering after that peace and tranquility. How it is possible? Bhagavad says, Jayatma suprasidati. Suprasidati is completely become satisfied. How it is possible? That savai punsa paro dharma, that is the first class occupational duty by which you develop your love of God. That is first class. The taste of religion, every religion has got some conception of God. That's all right. But if by following the principles of that religion, if you see that you are developing your love for God, then that is first class. Otherwise, Bhagavad says it is simply wasting time, laboring. Dharma shanisthita pumsa vishakshena katha sujat nutpadayendra tingjati sramayeva hi kevalam. The Bhagavad says that you are very nice man, you are very honest to your occupational duty. That's all right. But if by discharging your occupational duty, you do not develop your eagerness to understand what is God and what is love of God, then Bhagavad says it is simply laboring and wasting time. That is the test. And why we should try to increase our love of God, that is also explained. Ahoituki apratihata jayatma saprasida suprasida. Ahoituki, without any cause. We should love God without any cause. Just like we go to temple, church with a motive. We go there, oh God, give us our daily bread. I have come to you for my bread. This is not love of God. This is love of bread. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given nice sample of love. He is playing the part of Radharani. Radharani is the conjugal consort of Krishna. Our Krishna consciousness is not right. You'll see the picture, Radha and Krishna. Krishna is a boy, 16 years old, and Radharani, a young girl, a little younger than Krishna. They are enjoying Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna pranayamrikiti allahadani shakti rasma. There are different potencies of God. Parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate. In the Vedic literature you find, Vedas. God has many energies. Parasya shakti. Shakti means energy, power. Vividhaiva, multi, various. Parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate. Shabhav. Parasya shakti vividha natasya sama adhikasya dishyate. This is the injunction of Vedas. You cannot find anyone equal or greater than God. Nobody can be equal with God, nobody can be greater than God. Then he is not God. Na tasya sama adhikasya. Sama means equal. Adhika means greater. Na tasya sama adhikasya drishyate. They have analyzed who is God. The great sages, the liberated sages, they are not fools, rascals, that they will accept anyone God. No. They will test. This is the test. If you find somebody that he is neither lower than anyone, neither equal to anyone, then he is God. There are other many definitions of God. Vaisajjasa samagrasya bijjasa jasasasya. Analytical study. Try to understand God. This is the only business of human form of life. Not that simply eating, sleeping and mating and defending. These are animal business. The animal knows how to eat, how to sleep, how to mate and how to defend in its own way. So that is common formula for human being or animal. But there is one speciality in human society or human being. He can understand God. What is God? If I explain to a human being, however illiterate, uneducated he may be, if he has simply these 2 ears, he will understand what is God. Therefore, the Vedic information is called Shruti. Just try to hear. You haven't got to be educated or literate. God has given you these 2 ears and you can learn. Simply you have to learn from the authorized sources. Then you will understand God. And when you understand God, then you develop love of God. And when you develop love of God without any motive and without any impediment, then you find, Shamin kitarthosmi barang na jache, I have no more any demand. I am completely satisfied. Try to come to this platform, transcendental state. You cannot be happy simply by material advancement. That is not possible. That is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Parabhavastavad jata. Every one of us are rascals, born ignorant. But we have got the capacity to take the message of God from authorized information. That we have got. So, Bhagavad says, Parabhavastavad jata. All living entities who are born ignorant, whatever they are doing for advancement of society, culture, education, civilization, all such activities are defeat only if he does not inquire what he is. Parabhavastavad jata javanna jigyasato atmatatyam. Atmatatyam wants. So long one does not inquire what I am, what is God, what is this material nature, what are these activities, what are our relationships. If these inquiries are not there, then all our activities are simply defeat. Parabhavastavad jata javanna jigyasate atmatattam javanna priti mai vasudeva. So long one does not develop his dormant love of God. Namuchyate deha yogi natavat. So long he will not be able to get out of this repeated birth and death and transmigration of the soul. This transmigration of soul, repeated birth and death, is the disease condition of the spirit soul that we do not know. Neither in our education system there is any department of knowledge teaching what is the soul, what is after death, what was before birth. There is no science. It is very lamentable. Education in the name of simply eating, sleeping and mating. This is not education. If my bodily conception continues, the Bhagavad says, Jasyatma buddhi kunapetri dhatu. Anyone who is thinking that this body of flesh and bone is self, he is an ass. Saeva gokhara. Gokhara. Khara means ass. Jasyatma buddhi kunapeti dhatu sadhik kalatradisu bhoma ijjadhi. And by conceiving this body as self, they have not even a common reason that this bag of flesh, bone, urine, stool and secretion, can it be soul, can it be self? But they are finding out by exercising this body to find out this. The soul is there, but you cannot see by material instrument. It is very fine. It is 1/10,000th part of the tip of your hair. These are explained in the Vedic literature. So how you can find with your material eyes? You cannot see. And because you cannot see, you are concluding there is no soul. That is the ignorance. There is soul, and this body has developed on the platform that soul, and that soul is migrating from one body to another. That is called evolution, and that evolution process is going on. 8,400,000 of species of life, aquatics, birds, bees, plants, and so many species of life. And we have got now this developed consciousness, human form of life. We should properly utilize it. That is our Krishna consciousness movement. We simply educating people, don't waste your valuable life, the human form of life. If you are missing this chance, you are committing suicide. That is our proposal. Don't commit suicide. Take to this Krishna consciousness. And the process is very simple. You haven't got to take difficult processes like yoga system or philosophical speculative system. That is not possible in this age. That is, I am not speaking from my own experience, but I am taking the experience of big acharyas and big stalwart sages. They say that kalu nastiva 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 gatirannatha. If you want to realize yourself, if you want to know what is your next life, if you want to know what is God, if you want to know what is your relationship with God, all these things will be revealed to you. This is real knowledge. By simply chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. It is practical. We are not charging anything. We are not bluffing you. That we say, I shall give you something secret mantra and charge you $50. No, it is open for everyone. Please take it. That is our request. We are begging you. Don't spoil your life. Please take this mantra, chant, wherever you like. It has no hard and fast rules you have to follow. Whenever you like, wherever you like, any condition of life, just like we chanted half an hour before, any condition you felt ecstasy. Similarly, you can continue this. Chant this Hare Krishna mantra. It is given to you free. But if you want to know what is this Hare Krishna mantra, through philosophy, through knowledge, through logic, we have got volumes of books. Don't think that we are simply sentimentally dancing. No, we have got background. So try to understand this Krishna consciousness movement. I have especially come to your country to deliver you this good message, because if you accept this, if you can understand this science of Krishna consciousness, other part of the world will also follow, and the face of the world will be changed. That is a fact. So therefore, I request you that you take this chanting Hare Krishna mantra with you, and wherever you live, in whatever condition you are, you don't require to change. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that sthane sthita sudigatang tanumang manobhi prayesha ajita jita pasista istilakyam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed about spiritual realization with one of his great devotees called Radha Ramananda. And Radha Ramananda placed before him many theories expounded in the Vedic literature. And at last, when Ramananda Rai placed this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, that Jnane Priyasam Mudapasa Namantaiva, don't be foolishly try to speculate to understand the unlimited. It is not possible. By your teeny senses, you cannot understand the unlimited. It is not possible. Therefore, the first recommendation is that Jnane Priyasam Udapasa. Don't try to be a dry speculator to understand the ultimate truth. Namanta, just become meek and humble. Namanta eva sanmukharitang bhavadiyo vartam, and try to receive the message from authorized sources. Then sthane sthita sutigatang tanuvang manovi. In whatever condition you are, you don't require to change. You simply hear. Then a day will come when you will be able to conquer the Supreme Lord who is unconquerable. God is great, nobody can conquer. But if you simply follow this process, then in whatever condition you are, simply try to hear about God from authorized sources, then one day you will be able to conquer God within your hand. This is also confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. Advaita yachyutaya nadi ananta rupam adyam purana purisam navajovanancha vedeshu durlavayatma bhakto. You cannot find out, simply find out, searching in the Vedas or scripture where is God. You have to conquer Him by your love. He will reveal to yourself. That is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satadayuktanam bhajatang pritipurvakam buddhi yogam dadanitam jinamam upajantate. Everything is clearly explained there. Please try to read this Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is science of God. You will understand, you will realize, and chant this Hare Krishna mantra. This Hare Krishna mantra will cleanse your heart, and after cleansing your heart, if you read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you will understand gradually what is God, what you are, what is your relationship with God, and when you understand all these things, and you develop your love of God, you become perfectly happy. So, we want to see you all happy. That is our program. Sarve sukhino bhavantu. Every one of you become happy. But you must take the path how you can be happy. This is the path, Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you very much.